Hi YouTube, I'm Natalia, and this is my first video. I am bored, and it's spring break, and I'm away from home right now. I'm at my university, and I had to stay here instead of going home, so I'm a little homesick, and my mom always makes these crazy egg dyeing parties, and I can't be there for that this year, so I am making my own. And I decided to be like fun, and I was inspired by Pinterest, so I'm not using the artificial dyes that are like the small little tablets. I think like Peg is the company. So I'm using natural dyes. So that's fun. But I just thought of doing this video right now, and I'm almost all the way done. So I'm just gonna show you what I've done and how I did it, and then I'll catch you up to where I am right now. So I am using, my colors are brown, yellow, and like a purpley blue, I think is what it's going to end up at, like, hopefully. So I've done the yellow by using chili powder and yellow onion skins, and then the brown is from coffee grounds, and I'll show you. So here's like a lighter of the chili powder. What? Can you see that? And then here's the darker. How do you? Okay. And then here is a lighter of my coffee ground brown, and then darker. And I realized that these, after I did it, just look like when chickens lay brown eggs. But they were white, so I dyed them. And now they, I don't know. Next up, I'm doing my red cabbage eggs, which I haven't done yet, but that's supposed to be the purpley blue color, but it's looking like it's mostly going to just be purple. So how I do it is you take your ingredients, you chop them all up, like the skins of the onion, just the outside, don't do the inside part because that doesn't have a pigment to it. So you chop up all that stuff, throw it into a big giant pot. I've been using this pot just to put my stuff in, and then you throw in some water, and I've been doing kind of like a fair amount, just like a couple inches of water, and then you put in vinegar, and depending on how bright you want the egg in is how much vinegar you want. So like 1 tablespoon is like where this light yellow egg was, and then I didn't really measure, but just like a crap ton of vinegar was the darker eggs. And I've been using white vinegar, but I know that apple cider is like normally what you use, especially for the artificial ones, at least. So either one works, I guess. But yeah, right now I'm doing the red cabbage. Oh, I didn't finish. So after you chop it all up, put the vinegar in, you boil it, and then, why am I out of breath from just talking about egg dye? That's sad. You boil it for like 5 minutes, and then once it's really hot and boiling, you put it through a strainer so that all the ingredients that you chopped up don't get into the dye, and then take the leftover dye that you've put through the strainer into a pot. You take that dye, and I've been putting it into a bowl, but you could probably just keep it into the pot if you want to save dishes. And then you can dye your eggs. Make sure they're hard boiled, in case you didn't know. So that's where I'm at right now. I've done all the heating up of the red cabbage, but I just have the dye left, so I'll show you the dye. I'm gonna pour this all over. Oh gosh, okay, hang on. You're gonna see my really ugly counters, but ta-da! It looks pretty purple. So once I have this, like, it's really hot still, and my eggs are kind of cold, and I don't want them to crack when I put them in the dye. So I'm going to wait for my dye to cool down, and then I'll put my eggs in and dye them, and I'll get back to you when that's ready. Okay, I think my dye is cool enough, so I'm going to just take this big spoon here and put an egg on it. I'm going to drop this by taking a video of it. Okay, so I'm going to just put the egg on the, why am I shaking so much? Okay, put the egg on the spoon, and then just, I'm gonna lean it against the side of the bowl, and then drop it in, and it kind of covers the edge, but there's that white spot, obviously, that you can see. So I'm gonna just put my spoon over it, and kind of like weigh it down. That's not working. Okay, there we go. So it kind of covers it, and then we can like roll it around. Okay, so I'm back, and it's been like a half an hour since I put the egg in the dye, and let me show you what's happened. The eggs are just white. I have 2 of them in here right now. And this one, actually, you can't really see, but it has bubbles. So I was like frustrated. I didn't know what I did wrong. And then I read up on how to do this a little bit better. And it looks like I'm going to need to put the mixture back in this big pot right here. And then wrap each egg in a red cabbage leaf as well. So we're gonna do that. So this is more of a tutorial than I thought, so ignore that I did that. So I'm gonna, I should probably carry this around, huh? I'm gonna put this on the stove, right there. I'm gonna grab just a measuring cup. Okay, so now I have my 2 cups of water, and I'm gonna just pour that right on the pot, in the pot. I guess it's more of a saucepan. Okay, so then I'm gonna take my eggs that I have in here, and just, I'm gonna just rest them in my carton with the rest of my eggs. So I'm going to do that to the other one real fast. Okay, now I'm going to take the dye that I had before in this little bowl, and I'm going to add that to my water that I had just put in there. Just pour that out again. Okay, so while that is boiling, I'm going to wrap my eggs in cabbage leaves. Oh, hang on, I'm burning the house down. Okay, so I'm going to go grab the red cabbage leaves. So here I have my red cabbage. This side I cut from earlier to make the mixture. So I'm gonna just peel off a big section of leaf. It's really pretty. I really want my eggs to be this color. Okay, so here's like a good sized leaf. So I'm gonna take one of my eggs that I had, and I'm going to wrap it in this leaf. And I'm going to take off, it's not like fully wrapped, so I'm going to take off the hard stem section. I'm going to take another red leaf, wrap that around, just until the egg is fully covered. Okay, so my egg is, there's no white spots showing. So I'm going to take a rubber band right here, and I'm just going to wrap it around. Okay, so now my egg's all wrapped up in its leaf. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to plop it in. I don't feel like I need to show you that up close. I'm just going to plop it in and just wait for it to boil. I really hope my rubber band doesn't melt. I'm not really sure of the science behind that. Okay, so I decided to do 1 egg and boil it at a time just to make sure that it was doing what it was supposed to be doing. So right now what I just did is I pulled my pot off of the boiling, the really hot burner, and moved it over, so it's now just sitting in its little solution. I think I'm just going to let it sit there and marinate with the mixture and the cabbage leaf on, and I'll check back in when I unwrap the leaf. So quick update, I just was cleaning up my little area and looked at the egg that I had put in the bowl before, but didn't wrap in the cabbage leaf yet. And I think the air must have like done something and made it turn colors. So it's like a light blue now, which is really cool. So I'm going to show you because I think I'm going to just keep it and only do one with in the cabbage leaf method. But it's just a little light blue. I really don't know how to make this. Can you see? It's so pretty. I'm happy. Yay. But I'll still like let you know what the one with the cabbage leaf looks like. So I'll be right back. Okay, so for the end of the cabbage leaf egg, I got this blue, and this is it compared to the one without. So they're kind of the same, but I did read that the one that I wrapped in the leaf will get darker as time goes by, but I'm pretty happy with my eggs. It's a little bit purpley, so I'm going to just show you the final product, and yeah, so if you want some little pastel eggs and to spend an entire day instead of a couple minutes dyeing eggs with the prepackaged stuff, I recommend it. It's really fun and helped me cure my spring break boredom. So everybody have a happy Easter, and thanks for watching.